Hi, we're back in the Cloister Trials, and I'm going to tell more stories.
I'm kind of gassy.
Anyway, there was another story. I remember it being really weird, and it was only in the garage. And okay, that's how I do that.
Oh yeah, this was one intended for Ben.
Yes, this one was for Ben. And did we explain the one where you punched me in the face?
No.
Okay, well then this is a different one. And put that shit in there. And it was all in the garage, and light was on, and I had some hat on, some weird hat. I don't remember. What the fuck are you doing? Oh my! I had some like fluffy, like old 60s hat on, and I was wearing old clothing. And what? That didn't do anything? Or do we move down here? Okay, let me just continue the story, I guess. And anyway.
I don't remember this one, so I'm learning too.
We were in the garage. I was wearing old stuff. I was like sitting on a stool, and I had an acoustic guitar. And I was playing something. I don't remember what the song was. I think it was by John Denver. Something by John Denver.
Is this when I started shit-talking John Denver something fierce?
I don't know, it might have been. Well, I know, like, during the whole scenario?
Yeah.
You weren't a part of the scenario.
Oh, okay, no wonder I'm learning.
But, I was just waiting for Ben to show up because he was getting a ride from somebody. And I'm sitting there, and I have an acoustic guitar, and I don't remember what the fuck I was... Oh, I was playing something by the Rockettes, I think. It was, Be My Little Baby. I was playing that song, and, Ben finally shows up, and he gets out of the car, and he walks over to me, and he's just, like, looking at me like, what are you fucking doing right now? And, you know what? I'm just gonna get the chest here correctly later. I can come back and do this another time, but I just want to get through it right now. But anyway, he's just looking at me like bewildered, like what the hell, what is going on? And Travis was riding my bike, and he rides in from the alley, turns around, and he just punches me in the face and, like, quote-unquote kills me, and he knocks me the fuck out. I'm laying on the ground. I dropped the guitar so that I wouldn't, like, damage it or anything. And he picks up the guitar and takes off my hat, puts it on, sits on the stool, and starts playing Leaving on a Jet Plane by John Denver. And Ben's just like, this makes no more sense.
Poor Ben never knew what was going on.
It was just so weird, so what the fuck. I remember one time we were actually, it was one that happened during the day instead of it being late at night. And he said he was gonna come over, and we were all like, well, we gotta do something. That's how it usually is. If Ben says that he's coming over, like, whoever he texts, that person will go to the rest of the group and just yell, like, hey, he's coming over, what are we gonna do? We'll be like, let's plan this shit out. And so we'd get it done in, like, an hour or 2 hours, like, however long it takes for Ben to get there. And this time was really simple, because he was a hardcore Christian at the time. He showed up, Travis and I got on the roof of the house. And we put in The Crow, and we played it, because Travis knew where this scene was with a boob showing, and he played it, and he paused it on there because we knew it would upset Ben. And so he walks in, like, he shows up, and he didn't see us because we were on the other side of the roof, so he wouldn't notice us. But we heard him and we saw him go inside. And so we were on the edges, both on the opposite sides of the house, so that way we could drop down on both sides when it was ready. And we just hear, hey, where are you guys? And I, like, just hear, like, shifting around, and then he stops, and I just hear, ew. And then we drop down from the roof, sprint inside, and tackle him. It was so simple, but it was great.
Man, we lost Coral.
Go!
Yeah, he's out.
Oh God.
Let's talk about his nips.
I don't know if he'd be, if he would. I don't know if he would consent to that.
You're right. I'm not.
So, what's Yuna doing in there?
You shouldn't say that.
You should.
Anyway, I think that's like about all the stories I can really think of right now.
Other than the time when I accidentally punched you in the face.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like explain that one because I don't even remember how that one went about. I don't remember how.
This
that
one was another mob one, but this time I was the Tony. I was the Don, and Travis was like my right-hand man.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve, we discovered, was a Fed. Ben was getting a ride from a guy named Jeff. So what? And Jeff didn't live too far away, so we threw this together. I put on a suit with like a vest, tie, jacket, overcoat, cane. Travis had like a vest on, sleeves rolled up, little bow tie. He was looking like my valet.
Mm-hmm.
And we had Steve tied to a chair, and we saw Ben walk in. We start interrogating Steve, and Steve was tied to a chair with a bag over his head. And I'm just wailing away at this bag, trying not to actually hit Steve's face, which I ended up doing, but name it herpes. But
that was quick and easy.
But
Hold on.
then
is that herpes?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
You don't know how to spell fucking herpes?
I was making sure before I put an E on the end that I wasn't gonna do that out of stupidity. Anyway, continue with the story.
And then when we decided your screams were enough, I pulled a dagger out of the cane and stabbed it to the side of the bag. And Ben is just watching horrified, and then Travis screams a witness, and then I again grab Ben by the throat and slam him into the wall, while Travis is talking like a stereotypical 40s tough guy to him, while I've got him against the wall. I've still got my cane, the dagger is still stuck into the bag by your head.
Jeez.
And then I just snap my fingers, and Travis pulls a cigarette out of his coat and opens up a lighter, and that Zippo lighter, hands me a cigarette, and I lean down and smoke it, and then we're asking you, what the fuck did you see? And you're just acting like, no, not you, Ben.
Yeah. And
Ben is just terrified because I don't even think Ben remembered what he saw. So even
beat the image right out of his head before. I mean, I'm not saying that, like, we have beaten Ben's face in to the point where he lost his memory before. I mean, in this scenario, quote unquote, beat the memory out of him. We are not abusive friends, although, holy shit, the glasses thing might as well have been abusive. Because he would always leave shit at my house, or at somebody's house, and we would always go, like, we would always have this way of giving it back to him. And this one, we decided, normally it would just be some weird thing, like, we'd do a scenario, and then at the end of the scenario, we would give the thing back to him. Or he would just show up the next time, and then we would be like, no, you gotta do this first. And I think, I remember one time it had something to do with Ben Gay, and he got the little thing, the tube of stuff. And I remember you said something, I don't remember what you said, but I think... Oh, you wrote "is" in between Ben Gay. So it said Ben is gay, and you gave it to him, and he threw it back and got pissed off.
he still had, I gave that to him before, and he didn't get, he laughed at it a little bit. But then we said something about him being a homosexual. I don't remember what it was, because this was back in those days when being gay was considered offensive. Ben is not gay, he's just Ben.
Yeah.
But, he got really mad, and of all things to grab and throw at us, he grabbed the tube of Ben is gay.
But this one time, we decided, you know what, we're gonna go all out to give this thing back to him. He left his glasses at my house, and
He doesn't need glasses, by the way.
yeah, his eyes are fine. I didn't notice any changes when I put them on. And why did I just bring out Waka? It doesn't matter here. We decided to do a Riddler thing, where we had a bunch of notes, like we had a bunch of copy paper, and we wrote clues on them, and because we know he's dumb, we wrote the answer right below it in parentheses. Because if we just left it to the clue, there's no way he would have been able to figure it out, probably. And there were 30 of them all over town. And there was one at the end of the bike trail, which is like halfway out of town. And I think it all led to just Keisha's locker, so it was so easy, but we put 30 of them. There was one on a trail that we had found one day, and there was a dirty toilet on this trail. And we put the note inside the toilet. And we had no idea that this would get found by a random person we know. It got found by Jordan Bradley.
Really?
Yeah, he found the note, and he showed up at Shane's house one day, and he was just like, I found this thing, I don't know what it is, but it was in a toilet on a trail. We were just walking, we just found this toilet, we opened it up, and we saw a note inside. It had a Riddler symbol on it. and I think Keish was the first to notice that he had it, and he was like, yeah, I'll take that, that's mine. And Jordan was so confused. He was like, why was this in a toilet, and why is it yours? How is it something this random? How is something this random? I could find this on my own, out in the middle of nowhere, in something I didn't expect to even be there in the first place. Middle of the woods, dirty toilet, note, like a Riddler note for Ben. It all was, somehow he found it. I don't know how. And I know one was in it was in a Bible in Keisha's house, in on a page that had to do with burning sinners or something like that. And there was one in the Case for Oblivion, because this was around the time we played Oblivion like crazy. And
this was pre-Skyrim days.
Yeah, this was before Skyrim even came out. There was one at the park, in the gazebo kind of thing, in a spot that you have to really look to see. I couldn't find it. Like, I had to help. Keisha had to help me find it because I couldn't find it. And it all just led back to Keisha's locker, so it was really easy to just find. And it all didn't come to fruition. We had placed all of the notes except for I think like 5 of them, and they were all in ridiculous places. And it didn't happen because Keish opened his locker one day, Ben walked by and he was like, oh, my glasses, can I have those? And we were like, we've been planning for about a month. Please don't do this to us. And then we explained the whole plan for him. He's like, yeah, I wouldn't have even cared. I wouldn't have even gone after the notes. And we're like, oh, so this entire plan wouldn't have even mattered because he would have been too lazy to find his fucking glasses.
That he didn't even need.
Yeah. Oh my god. We did so much stuff. It was amazing stuff.
Were you there the day I knocked him out with an apple?
What? The other day?
No, were you there the day I knocked him out with an apple?
Oh, no. How did you do that?
He was chasing Travis around, hitting him with a stick, and Travis yelled, help me, like Mufasa in The Lion King when he screamed, help me, to Scar. And I decided, I'll help him. I popped out my door just real quick and just whipped an apple as hard as I could, and it just smacked Ben in the back of the head, and he just dropped.
Oh my god.
And Travis kept running as he didn't even know. I just went...
Holy shit. I've never heard that story. That's amazing.
Oh man, I've hit Ben with fruit so many times.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
Like the first time he came over, he was just standing in my kitchen. I'm just looking at him. And just the longer I'm looking at him, the angrier I get, and I just throw an orange at his face.
Well, we're gonna end this video here. So we'll see you guys next time. It's been a lot of fun, actually, tonight.
Are you just gonna just sit here and just keep talking? Just more stories?
I don't have that much more to talk about, I think. We could do one while Fuller. Oh,
we can't tell him about this.
wow. Oh my god.
What the fuck do you think he's dreaming about over
He's
here?
probably dreaming about how much he hates me because he knows I called him bully. Anyway.
He's like,
well,
"Fuck
we
you, I
might,
gotta
I
chill."
don't know, we might do another, like, just a talking video. We did one without you, so we could do one with you. Anyway, we'll see you guys in the next video. So, bye.